Coming up on Autoshow TV, comparing the Jeep Compass and the Jeep Cherokee with Elmwood. Plus, a look at Steingold's all-new Volvo XC60. We'll also meet Lisa Anjos Paraso from Pride Hyundai and visit Tasca Lincoln in Cranston. All that and more next on Autoshow TV.
It's Autoshow TV.
Good morning. Welcome to Autoshow TV this morning. I'm John Coletto. Well, you may have heard that in the last couple of years or so, Americans have bought or leased more SUVs and crossovers than sedans. Who would have thought? And the main reason? Right here. It's the versatility, it's the cargo space, not to mention that they're smooth riding, get great gas mileage. Well, a little bit later in the show, we're going to turn these two around and show you two of the real good ones in the small to mid-size SUV category. But we're going to start this morning's show at the Tasca flagship in Cranston. We're visiting here at the flagship of Tasca Automotive in Cranston, and you know, everybody thinks of Ford when they think of Tasca, but really if you go back in Tasca's history, you find the Lincoln brand. And Carl Tasca Jr., you've got some milestones to celebrate when it comes to Lincoln.
Absolutely, John. We're celebrating our 46th year as a Lincoln dealer. It started in Seekonk, Massachusetts. We were Tasca Lincoln Mercury.
Sure.
We're also celebrating the 15th anniversary of the grand opening of our flagship store here in Cranston, where we're shooting this wonderful spot.
And this is a beautiful showroom.
Thank you. The showroom is not even a year old yet. We reinvested in the Lincoln brand. We believe so much in it that we spent a good amount of money to give our customers the finest Lincoln showroom on the East Coast with all the sales and the service support. But we're also, speaking of milestones, we're celebrating our 35th year of the Tasca pre-trade program. That was my grandfather's short-term trade cycle. It was the first time a dealer offered a short-term leasing solution to a customer in a showroom. So we partnered with Half a Car, Eustace Wolfington, a great friend of our family, and Ford Credit to make that happen in '82. It's actually the month I was born, July of '82, so I'm as old as pre-trade, so I guess everyone knows I'm 35 now. And then finally, we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Lincoln Navigator, and we're going to celebrate that in style. Lincoln is coming out with the all-new Navigator. We're probably going to start seeing them around January, but for anyone who's driven an Escalade or any other large SUV, just make plans to buy a Lincoln because it's going to be the most dominant vehicle, perhaps in the history of the class, John. So a lot of interesting things going on. We're very excited about the brand. We've been a Lincoln dealer for a very long time, through the highs and the lows. And I can tell you now, between the best-in-class product, the powertrains, the safety, the design, the investment we've made in facility, and we still have the same great team that we've had, you know, throughout the decades. It's probably the best time to come and look at Lincoln. You will not be disappointed.
Well, when I was a teenager, I had a friend who had a black Continental from the early 60s with the suicide doors, and that was amazing to drive around in. Those were the days.
No question. It's been a long time, I think, since an American manufacturer's made a cool luxury sedan, but the Continental really is outstanding. Outstanding styling. I mean, it has presence. It has gravitas when it pulls up to 400 horsepower, latest in twin turbo, direct injection technology, all-wheel drive, best-in-class interior, all the amenities, and for tens of thousands of dollars less than some of the competitors. And perhaps the greatest seal of approval, two of the most discerning car people I know, my Uncle Dave and my father, both drive Continentals, and they have yet to complain. They will eventually, because that's how they are. But they have yet to complain about the cars. It really is an outstanding vehicle. And once you drive it, you can appreciate the value. You look at the sticker price and you'll say, oh, it's not an inexpensive car. For what you get, perhaps it is.
And if that's a little too big, you've got the MKZ.
The MKZ offers a couple different things that make it very unique. It's a very versatile car. The entry-level one, which still comes with heated leather seats, sync, all-wheel drive, turbocharged engine, is less per month to lease or pre-trade than a Toyota Camry with cloth seats. Now, if you want to go upscale, the top-of-the-line Z comes with the same 400 horsepower engine as the Continental. So when you put 400 horsepower in a car that weighs significantly less, you get one of the better performing vehicles we sell in our whole company.
But you also have two crossovers that are terrific and big sellers.
When Lincoln wanted to have their renaissance, they invested in what people want, crossovers and SUVs. They came out with the redone MKX originally, best-in-class powertrain, best-in-class fuel economy, a lot of room, which is great. And then they went to the MKC, which is our best-selling Lincoln. Half of all the Lincolns we sell are MKCs. My mother-in-law.
This one right here behind you.
Yes, this vehicular masterpiece right here.
It is.
But this vehicle offers what I like to call best-in-class packaging. It's not the biggest, it's not the fastest, it's not the most fuel efficient, but it does everything so well that when you put it together, it's the best value by far. And when you look at this monthly payment, and I promised my father I wouldn't give payments on the television, but when you look at this vehicle, this costs less to lease than a Honda CR-V. And Lincoln leases include property tax. And one thing I will say, and this is something that you will not get anywhere else other than a Ford or a Lincoln dealer. When you lease a car, let's say when you lease a Honda, the payment doesn't include property tax. And depending on where you live, John, you get a bill. And if you live in Providence, I think it's $78 per thousand you pay in property tax. That's a lot of money on a $40,000
on the value of the vehicle.
Exactly. $30,000 car, do the math, a lot of money. Lincoln and Ford, you pay off kind of a state average mix. So it's $12.50 per thousand. So you're paying less on this $40,000 Lincoln than you would on, let's say, a $20,000 Toyota. When you factor that in, you will literally, in the first 3 years of leasing a Lincoln versus another import or another luxury car, you'll save $3,000 to $5,000.
But bottom line on the Lincoln brand, if people are in the market now for a luxury sedan or a luxury SUV crossover, they really should put Lincoln on their radar.
Absolutely. You have, I like to think, best-in-class styling. You have best-in-class powertrains. Lincoln doesn't make a slow car, which is kind of a cool thing to say in my family, because the first thing we say is the car needs more horsepower. You have what I like to think you have the best dealer in the state with the brand. You have a phenomenal facility. And I think there's some type of peace of mind to doing business with someone who's had the brand for 46 years. You know, if we weren't good at it, I think we'd know by now. Yeah. And we have a lot of because Lincoln is our most loyal brand. We retain about 90% of our customers.
So if you are interested in any of these beautiful Lincoln products, come down here to the Tasca flagship on Pontiac Avenue in Cranston, where?
You will be satisfied.
Said the man in the purple sport coat.
Next up, the Compass and the Cherokee. You're watching Autoshow TV.
The official auto loan provider of Autoshow TV is Navigant Credit Union for all your new, used, and classic car and truck financing needs.
I love Navigant Credit Union.
At Anchor Subaru, we've been busy working on our future, which makes us think about our past. Anchor started as a repair shop in Lincoln, Rhode Island, and quickly gained a reputation as the place to go for reliable repairs and a great used car. In 1995, we moved to North Smithfield and started Anchor Subaru. Along the way, we added Anchor Nissan and over 100 employees. And now, 30 years later, we're rewriting our history. After years of planning, our all-new state-of-the-art Subaru facility is now open. Enjoy our climate-controlled indoor service check-in, luxurious comfortable waiting lounge, the latest in equipment and technology for your Subaru, and express service for your busy schedule. Plus, browse the latest Subaru models in our beautiful new showroom. To our thousands of longtime customers who have become such a big part of our lives, and to our new customers who we can't wait to welcome into the Anchor family, we built this for you, and we hope you enjoy it. The all-new Anchor Subaru. It's not just a Subaru dealership. It's the Subaru destination in southern New England.
I'm Joe Andruzzi, former guard from your New England football team. If you're looking to save thousands on a pre-owned vehicle, come visit Cerrone's on Route 1 in South Attleboro. All of their vehicles are fully serviced and reconditioned, go through a 100-point inspection, and have warranties of up to 100,000 miles. And because they buy in volume, they're able to give you the lowest price possible. The best cars, the best deals, and the best service. Cerrone's just can't be beat. Pre-owned vehicles at Priority 1 pricing, only at Cerrone's on Route 1 in South Attleboro.
So there are a number of possibilities and a lot to consider if you're in the market for that smaller to mid-size SUV. Dennis Freeman from Elmwood Auto Group. Jeep gives you two terrific choices, the Compass and the Cherokee. Let's compare these two vehicles today.
Let's do that, John. Here they are, the all-new Jeep Compass and the Jeep Cherokee. At first glance, they do look very similar in size, but there's a lot of differences between the two, so let's take a closer look. Starting with the all-new Jeep Compass, which was redesigned for 2017 and a half, and it was rebuilt and redesigned from the ground up with all new suspension, all new steering components. I have previous Compass owners that get into the new Compass and they're very pleasantly surprised. A lot of people have said it looks like a mini Grand Cherokee, and it does, and it also rides as nice as a Grand Cherokee. The big difference between the Compass and the Cherokee is that the Compass only offers a 4-cylinder engine. You can get a 6-speed manual or a 9-speed automatic paired with that 4-cylinder engine, but the 4-cylinder is the only option. But this vehicle, as far as gas mileage, is unparalleled, 32 plus on the highway, which is fantastic for a mid-size SUV.
And size-wise and interior cargo and things like that, pretty similar?
Very similar. Actually, when we open up the back, you'll see that there's not a big difference in cargo space. There's not a big difference in leg room, headroom, or shoulder room. Both vehicles have a 60-40 split folding seat that you can fold down one side or the other. Both vehicles have a front passenger fold flat seat for long items such as 2x4s or surfboards, fishing poles, whatever long items you might want to carry. But again, the biggest difference is that 6-cylinder engine. And again, if you do need that extra space, just a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, the Cherokee would be the option for you. And just like the Compass with the 4-cylinder on the Cherokee, you get 30 plus miles per gallon on the highway. Again, very impressive. And high 20s with the V6. The 9-speed automatic allows you with the V6 to also tow up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped. And that is a big difference between the 4-cylinder. So for those people who might be towing, they would want to take a look at the Cherokee.
Dennis, tell us about the safety and safety technology in these two vehicles.
Both vehicles are heavily equipped with safety features. Both vehicles have 7 airbags, 3 in the front as well as 4 around the sides. Both vehicles have front and rear crumple zones, side impact beams in the doors, breakaway motor mounts from the engine. There's actually pressure points on the hood where the hood will bend rather than stay straight, possibly coming through the windshield and injuring any occupants. And both vehicles are available with some high-end options that you'd normally see on luxury SUVs.
And I know both vehicles offer a lot of creature comforts.
They sure do. Creature comforts including leather seats, heated seats, ventilated seats, keyless enter and go. Again, key never has to leave your pocket or pocketbook. Simply press the inside of the keypad on the door. The doors will unlock. When you exit the vehicle, press the button. All the doors will lock. Full panoramic sky view sunroofs, and the list goes on and on.
Now, what if you don't want a lot of those creature comforts and you just like to get into the base model of either the Compass or the Cherokee? What are we talking here?
Great question, John. So both the Compass and the Cherokee start off with a sport model. That's the entry-level model available in either 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. That starts in the low 20s. With the Compass, with the current incentives and rebates, you're actually a little under 20. Then you step up to the Latitude in both models, nicely equipped, available power seats, heated steering wheel. And then you step up to the Limited model in both vehicles. And again, that's when you get your full leather seats, ventilated seats, forward collision warning, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning. The Jeep lineup has actually won more Kelley Blue Book resale value awards than any other domestic brand, and that says a lot. So again, where leasing is based on residuals, high residuals equal low payments, so great lease deals.
How's your inventory of these two vehicles?
Inventory, John, is great. These are 2 of our best sellers, so we try to stock as many as possible in every color, equipped every which way that our customers would want. And we know that the midsize SUV segment is a tough segment. It's packed with all sorts of tough competition. But anybody who may be considering either a midsize SUV or even a crossover for that matter should really put the Jeep Compass and the Jeep Cherokee on their radar. And with a great warranty, great deals, and a history of great reliability, definitely 2 vehicles that you should consider. And I'd like to invite anybody and everybody who may be interested in a newer used SUV to come down to Elmwood Auto Group in East Providence, Rhode Island, and get a great deal.
Autoshow TV's Dealer Profile is presented by AutoIntelligence. Pride Hyundai in Seekonk has been serving the Southeastern Mass and Rhode Island area since the early 90s. Established by Al Anjos, Al's daughter, Lisa Anjos-Paraso, now oversees the day-to-day duties and serves as the dealership's owner and president.
So Lisa, tell me, what's it like for a young mom with 2 kids at home to also be handling all the responsibilities of running a car dealership?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but I think it's the same struggles that most people have. So, you know, juggling the kids and getting them ready in the morning and getting them off to where they need to be. But once I get that done, it's coming in here and, you know, just dealing with the day-to-day stuff and, you know, the employees and the customers and the active, you know, nonstop nature of our business, which is so much fun. So I enjoy it. It's a lot, but it's what I love doing. So it's, you know, it works out in the end.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt that you're selling Hyundai products.
No, it's a great product and one that I'm proud to sell. So it's nice when you really believe in the product that you're selling and you have passion for it. It's one that I have no reservation putting my kids in or recommending to a friend. So we're fortunate and it's a great product.
Most people remember the Pride dealerships and your dad, Al Anjos. What does he think of you in the business today and what have you learned from him?
I think his opinions probably changed over the years. At the beginning, he did not want me in the business. It's a tough business in the sense that, you know, we're open 7 days a week. So when you're running a dealership, you have to really be committed to being here, and that can sometimes be tough on families. I remember growing up, I mean, my dad worked bell to bell 7 days a week. It was what he did. So it can be difficult, but I think that as I got into it, it was what I always wanted to do. And when I was 11, I told my dad, hey, I want to go to work with you. And he was like, okay. So on Saturdays, I used to come in and I used to file, you know, paperwork in the service department. And I thought, wow, this really stinks. This was tough. But after 4 years of doing that, and when I got to be 15, 16, I started working in other departments, and I loved every bit of it, every bit of it. So for me, I had to really prove to my dad that it was what I wanted to do and that I was committed and that I was capable of doing it. And I think when I got to college is when he started to say, you know, she can do this, and I didn't realize that she really wanted to do this as much as she does. So I think he started taking me a little bit more seriously. And now I think he's proud. You know, he's definitely taken a step back. He doesn't really question that much anymore, and he's, you know, he goes to Florida a lot, you know, in the winter time, which I never thought he'd do. So, you know, it makes me know that he's proud of me and that he has trust in my ability to do it. I'm glad I stuck with it and got him to see that I was capable of handling it.
But yet you hedged your bets. You went to law school.
I did, yeah. You know, my dad was very big on education because he never had that opportunity. So, you know, he immigrated from Portugal, and law was something I was always interested in, and I figured that in this business, you know, it doesn't hurt.
I know you work a lot with your sales staff because it's all about the customer experience. What do you try to achieve in that regard here at Pride Hyundai?
It's important to me that the salespeople and all the managers and everybody here really understands that we are a service company. We sell a product, we sell cars, and we fix cars. So we do provide some tangible objects to the customer, but it's very much about providing the service. You know, customers don't come in and buy a car every single day. It's not like you go to the grocery store and you're buying a carton of milk, you know? So it's really important to me to make sure that our team understands that it's about taking care of the customer and guiding them through the process so that they can find the right vehicle for them. Because the last thing I want is a customer to be in a car driving every single day and saying, my God, I made the wrong decision. That's not what we want. So we really take our time with the customer, we provide them all the information that they need, and we help them find the car that suits them.
Why are charitable causes and that kind of endeavor important to you? Because it seems like Pride Hyundai is involved in a lot of things.
I think you have a social responsibility. When you're a company, I think that you should give back as much as you can. And in my situation, you know, my parents both came from nothing when they immigrated to this country, and my dad and my mom always made sure that I understood that just because we were blessed and we were fortunate in life didn't mean that we were better than anybody else. It meant that we had to help other people and give back. So it's important to me that we find causes that really relate to us and are important to us, and that we support those causes.
So what's the most gratifying thing about being in this business, Lisa, and what keeps you up at night?
I would say talking to a happy customer is probably the most gratifying thing. And when a customer comes to us and tells us about the great experience they had, that's everything. That makes my day. It's stuff like that that really makes me feel good and makes me know that I made the right decision by continuing on in this business that my dad at first didn't want me to do.
Because this isn't for everybody.
It's not
and
for
it's
everybody.
hard.
It is hard. It's definitely hard. It's nonstop. It's 7 days a week. We deal with tons of people every single day that come through sales and service and our collision center and parts. So it's a lot, because every single customer is important to us. And, at the end of the day, the bottom line is when a customer has any interaction with our dealership, it's the pride name that they equate that with. And what keeps me up at night is, it's an awesome responsibility to know that you have all these people working for you, and they all have families, and they all come to work to earn a living so that they can provide for their families. And so the decisions that you make for your customers and for your employees obviously have a big effect on both of those segments, on your customers, on your employees. So it's important for us to be making those good decisions.
Lisa, any plans of expanding the Pride footprint?
Yeah, someday. I mean, I have 2 small kids, and this is always what I wanted to do. But yeah, I definitely want to be like my dad, and I want to grow and have multiple dealerships and do what he did and be able to leave something, a legacy, and a good company for my kids too. So hopefully someday that's the direction we'll go in.
Next up, the all-new Volvo XC60. It's a beauty. You're watching Autoshow TV.
Buying a Hyundai? Good choice. Buying from Hyundai of Newport? Great choice. #1 dealer in New England for service satisfaction. #1 dealer in New England for customer loyalty. #1 dealer in customer reviews for Hyundai in Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Mass. Bringing the luxury car buying experience to Hyundai customers. Get more for less at Hyundai of Newport, a division of Priority Automotive Group.
I love Navigate Credit Union.
You've always known Volvo. A car company started over 100 years ago that's built a reputation on safety, strength, reliability, and fun. And you've always known Steingold. Founded in 1934 and still known as the place for Volvo. There's likely a Volvo in your future, and it will take you on a journey out to eat and out to play, to the beach, to see movies and sunsets. And at the end of the day, your Volvo will take you home, safe and secure. When you're in a Volvo, the journey can take you anywhere. But it should always start here. Steingold Volvo, a historic tradition since 1934.
So here it is, Volvo's latest complete redesign. It's the much anticipated 2018 XC60 SUV crossover. And we want to thank our friends at Steingold Volvo in Pawtucket for letting us take this one out this morning. I got to tell you, this new Volvo XC60 is impressive in so many ways. Now, you remember a couple of years ago, Volvo introduced to us the XC90. Well, this is the little brother, the XC60, a smaller to mid-size SUV crossover. And once again, that refined Scandinavian design is very easy on the eyes. This new 2018 XC60 boasts a lot of the new Volvo stylings. The now recognizable vertical slotted front grille with the signature Thor's Hammer LED daytime running lights, stylish lines, and a long hood. And Michael Bernardo at Steingold wants you to see this one in particular. This is the top of the line, the T6 Inscription. It comes with 20-inch tires and a variety of wheels to choose from. It also has a gorgeous panoramic roof, as you can see, plus roof rails. Plus, of course, the power lift gate with the key fob that also has the nice hands-free foot activated feature. The new XC60 is about 4.5 inches shorter than the big brother, the XC90, but it's about 3.5 inches longer and about 4 inches wider than the previous generation XC60. All trim levels come in all-wheel drive as standard, 5-passenger, and the trim levels start with the T5 Momentum as the base and go all the way up to this one, the T6 Inscription. And the difference in price between the base and the top-of-the-line T6 Inscription like this one is only about $7,000. And coming soon, there will be an XC60 T8, which will be a plug-in hybrid. This T6 Inscription comes with a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder turbo and supercharged engine that provides over 300 horsepower. It's an 8-speed automatic, and it does come with start-stop technology. Of course, the wonderful Scandinavian design and thoughtfulness really comes through here in the interior. Take a look. It's bright, upscale. The driftwood inlays, as you can see, are really nice. Ginormous vertical touchscreen. It's intuitive and easy to use. And it's plenty roomy and comfortable. And that brings us to these amazing seats. They're like the seats in the XC90 and S90 sedan, precisely created for comfort and safety. They even have a whiplash prevention design. Beautiful Napa leather, memory driver's seat. They can be heated, ventilated, and come with the front seat extensions and power lumbar. This vehicle is worth it for the seats alone. And there's plenty of room for second row passengers. The rear seats are split folding seats. And cargo room is 63.3 cubic feet. That's a lot for a vehicle in this class. In the T6 Inscription, you get 4-zone climate, Sensus navigation, and a powerful 330-watt audio system. And available is a 360-degree surround camera and head-up display with driver info projected right onto the windshield that's easy for the driver to see. Plus there's driver mode settings and not a lot of cluster and buttons, as you can see. It's all laid out so simply, and all the driver info you need appears in the large center display. And of course, it's a Volvo. They never skimp on safety. Airbags everywhere, automatic braking, city safety collision avoidance, lane departure, rear collision warning, so much help to prevent a crash, and plenty of high-strength materials throughout the vehicle to protect occupants in the event of a crash. This all-new Volvo XC60 really is everything it was built to be. It'll provide you a wonderful experience every time you drive, from the luxury to the safety to the reliability. Volvo's done it again. And our thanks again to Steingold Volvo in Pawtucket. They now have these new XC60s in stock right now. So if you're interested, go down to Steingold, take one out for a test drive, ask some questions, do your research, and see for yourself. Well, as we wrap up today's show, I want to thank Dennis Freeman from Elmwood Auto Group for showing us the Jeep Cherokee and the new Jeep Compass. If you need something maybe a little smaller, they've got the Jeep Renegade. If you need something a little bit bigger, they've got the Dodge Durango or the Jeep Grand Cherokee, all at Elmwood Auto Group in East Providence. Be safe on the roads this week, everybody. Don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, and as always, watch out for motorcycles.
This has been Autoshow TV, produced in cooperation with AutoIntelligence. Thanks to our participating dealers and sponsors.